the Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Every Fridays from 2 to 3 for your weekly dose of positivity and joy. Leaving you feeling uplifted and inspired. Stay tuned for the Feel Good stories, uplifting nasheeds, and a whole lot of smiles. It's all about the vibes and all the good stuff.
I don't have lots of money. Sometimes it can be scary, but I don't seem to worry, 'cause I got something better though. I don't need a fancy car. Life's broken me down with scars. On my back I just count the stars, but I'm holding on, yeah. Cloudy storms and winter rain. Sometimes I just feel this pain. I need on better days. You give me brighter days. He gives me reason and hope. He gives belief so I can cope. He is always here. He is always near. That's why I say I'll be okay, okay. I'll be okay, okay. I'll be just fine this way. With Allah, I'll be okay. I'll be okay, okay. I'll be okay, okay. I'll be just fine this way. With Allah, I'll be okay.
Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages. And of course, it is the Feel Good Friday with myself, Bibi, Amina, Phili. And of course, it has gone by exactly 9 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You know, I always say that I love my Friday. I get to spend it with you. It's finally Friday again. So Jumma Mubarak to you and yours. What's happening for Jumma lunch? What's lacking on that end? Well, I'm super pumped to bring to you an electrifying start to your weekend. Of course, it's Radio Al Ansar 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Peter Maritzburg. Of course, if you do not have our app right about now, of course, you are indeed missing out on all the good stuff. You can check us out on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And drum roll, please. Woo! We are now, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, we are now on Spotify. So if you want to listen back to your favorite shows, search for Radio Al Ansar, and you will be connected. But of course, we've got an awesome lineup packed with great vibes and exciting conversations, of course. So today I'll be chatting to Ted Josiah, a Pan-African entrepreneur, and we chat promoting Pan-Africanism through trading in the continent, and we'll be keeping you updated with the latest traffic news so you can plan the rest of your day like a boss. Plus, there's so much happening at this station, and we'll be talking all about it, giving you all the scoop. So what you can do right about now is to grab your favorite beverage and let's make radio a magic today. And as you know it and we say it, let's make the end of the week better together. And on that note, let's get that show on the road. Absolutely. All right. So on the line, we have a warrant officer Ngwane who's going to be helping us with our traffic update. Officer Ngwane, welcome to the Feel Good Friday yet again, and tell us what's happening on the roads.
Thank you, Bibi. Greetings all to you and your listeners. We're looking at M7 eastbound towards Malvern. We've got an accident there. And we've got another accident, N2 southbound under Clare Road Bridge, where there is an accident that is taking place there. The N2 southbound left lane after Queen Drive, we've got a broken down vehicle, and we've got an accident. New England, N3 New England in PMP, all services are on scene. Okay, let's take note of this. M4, Durban bound, you're going towards Durban. The road is closed at the moment from Armstrong Avenue. You can use alternative routes in order for you to run away from delays. Let's look at tomorrow. It will be the 11th of May from 8:20 hours and 2 from Ipiklute to Umgeni interchange. It will be closed up until 4 a.m. Sunday morning. So if you are using N2 between 8 o'clock tomorrow, 2000 hours until 0400 hours, that road will be closed. Please don't even take that route from tomorrow 8 to 4 o'clock. Other than that, we've got some ongoing roadworks between Pietermaritzburg and Durban. From Guamashu off-ramp to Umdloti off-ramp, also ongoing roadworks. You must expect delays all the time. We advise motorists to be patient up until Central finish what they are doing. Bibi, your listeners, have a lovely weekend. I'm Warrant Officer Ngwane. Till we meet next week.
Radio Al-Ansar, Durban, 90.4 FM, Pietermaritzburg, 105.6 FM.
The Outreach Slice of Life campaign. Since its inception, our Slice of Life has touched the lives of countless individuals through our distribution to schools, old age homes, orphanages, and deserving families within our community. This initiative has been instrumental in alleviating hunger. For only 9 rand a loaf, you will be providing a family with their daily staple, bread. Donate now on www.alansar.org.za or call Outreach on 031 208 1601.
Radio Al-Ansar.
Imagine this. You're putting together a 7-color meal, from the creamy pasta to the glazed carrots and flavorful onion gravy. This entire meal is made with our 100% pure extra virgin olive oil from our La Familia range, bringing outstanding quality and taste to your kitchen. Shop La Familia 100% pure extra virgin olive oil at any leading supermarkets near you. La Familia, heart of the home.
मेरे नबी प्यारे नबी सुन्नत तेरी दुनिया दी.
Sunnah a day. Always keep a smiling face.
Topic of the day.
يا من صليت بكل الأنبياء، يا من في قلبك رحمة للناس، يا من ألفت قلوبا بالإسلام، يا حبيبي يا شافعي يا رسول الله، بأمي وأبي فديتك سيدي، صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي. حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد، حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد، يا من حليت حياتنا بالإيمان، يا من بجمالك علمت الإحسان، يا من نورت قلوبنا
All right, so it's 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Pietermaritzburg. Now, Angela, today we're going to be talking about the importance of promoting Pan-Africanism within the continent. Now, Pan-Africanism is the belief that peoples of the African descent, common interests should be unified historically. Now, Pan-Africanism has often taken the shape of the political or the cultural movement. You know, some others believe everyone anyone on the African continent or our African descents from Haiti, Jamaica, Brazil, or elsewhere from the Caribbeans are one family with us. Now, this means that the brothers or sisters are in Senegal speaking Wolof, or those in Morocco speaking Darija or Arabic, or those in Burundi speaking Kirundi are one family, or even those in, Equatorial Guinea speaking Spanish or Frang. Now, those in Kenya speaking Kui, or those in Tanzania speaking Swahili, or even those in DR Congo speaking Lingala, or in Nigeria speaking Yoruba. We are all one family. Now, despite this unifying ideology, this so-called family often does not trade amongst themselves. Now, majority of items consumed on the African continent are usually imported from the Asia, Europe, or even the Americas. Now, be it appliances in our homes, in our offices, equipment, vehicles, clothes, absolutely everything, even food, you name it, we Africans often import. And this has been identified as one of the reasons that the African economy is not growing at its expected rate. Now imagine Africans stop buying from China or any Asian country or Europe, and we trade amongst ourselves. Imagine the precious resources found in the DR Congo, in the Nigeria Republic, or Egypt are strictly being sold amongst African countries. Imagine all the food consumed or, outfits we wear are strictly produced on the African continent. We would have been able to alleviate poverty amongst many unemployed youths. Now, we have an amazing personality on our show today, and all the way from Kenya, who has been promoting Pan-Africanism through trade on the African continent. And of course, we welcome to the Feel Good Friday, Mr. Ted Josiah. Welcome to the Feel Good Friday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much.
Absolutely. Let's get straight into it. Now, in a few words, why is Pan-Africanism important?
The most important reason why this should be at the front of our focal thoughts is the fact that, one, we are one people. We've always been one people. Borders that were created for us were created for selfish external reasons that only serve the European and ex-colonial masters. And that's just the honest truth. They do not serve Africa at all, or the African. And the African who lives in Africa is suffering trade imbalances simply because it is very difficult for East to trade with West, West to trade with South, South to trade with North. Intra-African trade has always been at the core of who we have been. When I use the words Ubuntu, I am because you are. Ubuntu is togetherness, it's oneness. Umoja, it is oneness. And we have lost that oneness. We've become 54 different nations, some of which don't even have anything to trade with because they've been landlocked into territories that have very little, apart from human resource. And that human resource still can be an object we can use as a trade item.
Absolutely. Now, how can we, how can promoting trading within Africa help strengthen Pan-Africanism?
I believe that there's two ways of looking at it. One, we always talk about poverty alleviation. Now, I do not believe that poverty alleviation would work in Africa. For the simple reason that poverty alleviation means I've only elevated you one step above poverty. If you fall sick for a month, you're back into the poverty line. You are defunct financially. I believe rather we should look at, as Africa, to the words wealth creation. We need to create regions and people who are wealthy enough to sustain our economies, who are African, who can develop, who believe in the community and developing people, so that when Africa now needs to move culturally forward, we're not looking to the West to fund a cultural program or, a musical program or an arts program, but we're looking to our own wealth to fund those. Because how do you expect somebody from the West to come and give you money to fund a new cuisine that is being developed in South Africa, a traditional food, or how do you expect them to help you, maintain and restore your culture? Whereas if somebody from South Africa had enough wealth and they put back into the community, it would be something that is more emotive and they would be more inspired. It's not, I'm giving back to you, but I am building my community. That's what the West has done. When you look at Rockefeller Foundation, you look at all these other foundations in the West, they have supported classical music, they've supported their cuisines, their fine dining, their fashion, their everything through grants, through trusts and stuff like that. But we haven't done that because we do not have the wealth and the capacity to give back to our community and build our communities.
Absolutely. But what are some of the potential challenges and opportunities in promoting trade, trade across the continent?
Opportunities are there. There are new brands. One of the things that I look at it, I look at it this way. If we can the more brands we create in Africa, the more jobs we're creating. For each brand that we create, even if it's a small SME, it might be employing 10, 15 people. Those 10, 15 people are 10, 15 families fed. That's a positive step. Now, if I am creating, let's say, a soap or a detergent or a lotion that is wanted in South Africa, or it becomes a brand that is really loved, or it's a fashion item that is really loved in SA and people want to import it, then what happens is now I can take my commodity, trade with it, and you can take your commodity, help me trade with it, and we are both creating wealth for ourselves. But the stumbling block is when you do look at the trade embargoes around East Africa, around Africa itself. If I wanted to bring in, I love South African beadwork. I'd love to incorporate it into some of the fashion statements and fashion pieces that we're creating. But for me to get 600-700 pieces of them right now, I would have to talk to DHL or some courier company, and the courier company then would charge me an arm and a leg. Or let me give you another case in point. I recently had to ship out a couple of items to West Africa. It is so sad that the items had to leave the continent, go to Germany, and then come back and go into West Africa. That means that we do not have robust trade agreements that have then been ratified, and then processes put in place so that courier companies can be built. An African courier company, an African online trading company, all of those things are begging to be opened up so that we can open up the African trading space, but they don't really exist right now.
Absolutely. So how can we encourage, African countries to prioritize intracontinental trade over external trade?
I believe one of the most important things, and I will not mince my words about this, is the people that we vote for should be looking not at bringing in foreign investment, but they should rather be looking at how do we create jobs and brands in Africa for the African, and how do we make commodities that are African owned move into the rest of the world. Now, we have been for eons just voting for people who, at the end of the day, all they do is they're concerned about how much foreign investment they can bring in. Foreign investment is great, but when foreign investment is coming in and it's sucking out the life out of the country and the life out of people, and you have companies that underpay their staff, they frustrate their staff, they really just use our human resource as slave labor. What you get is you get money being extracted and wealth being extracted out of Africa, as opposed to the other way around. We want to generate that wealth here. We want to put that wealth into the hands of the Africans.
Absolutely. Now, what role can regional economic communities play in promoting Pan Africanism through trading?
That's a really tricky question. In that, I don't think there's enough crosstalk. The AU, for instance, Africa Union, should be more more heavily involved in creating these trading blocks and breaking down these trading barriers. Um, if it did that in 4 batches, let's say it looked at North Africa, it looked at West Africa, it looked at Southern Africa, it looked at Eastern Africa and Central Africa, just as blocks, and started breaking down those barriers within those regions, then we could start looking at a larger collective, which is the African continent itself. But in as much as I live in Kenya and I want to trade with a Tanzanian, I still have trading barriers, you know? So the East African community has its own challenges, and I'm sure the Southern African community also has its own challenges there. And, let's not even speak about the West African community. Moving a commodity from Lagos into Accra, Ghana, which are really, just neighbors, can be a challenge. Also, the African passport that we've been so longing for and so yearning for is part of what the AU should be doing and implementing now. It shouldn't be Vision 2030. It should be Vision now.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think we need to knock all these borders down and open up Africa to everyone, especially those individuals that are in Africa. Now, but are there any successful examples of countries or regions that have effectively promoted Pan-Africanism through trading?
The success stories are there, but when you look at the success stories, and we have to look at this in different tiers. There's the multinational companies have success stories across Africa because they've got the financial might to be able to break down some of these trade embargoes and play above board, and spend their way out of the problem. But when you look at SMEs, let's say companies that could be in the hundreds of thousands of US dollars per month, those type companies really struggle to trade. I know, for instance, a friend of mine in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, who does beautiful leather sandals, extremely beautiful. And he simply wanted to ship them down to South Africa and do an exhibition there. And he said just going through the borders and getting the paperwork for that was a nightmare. Now, if he was a multinational, he would have been able to fly his items from Dar es Salaam down to Cape Town. One flight, one document. But he has to go border to border to border to border. Now, some of those borders say, well, yeah, we don't care whether it's just passing through. You still have to pay customs, So we hamper the medium and small scale entrepreneurs, and the secret is in the medium and small scale entrepreneurs. Even in South Africa, MSMEs cater for 70% of the jobs in that country. Now, just imagine if that 70% could make tenfold the amount of revenue that they're currently making. Where would that put those MSMEs?
Absolutely. Now, what role has an individual as an individual, what role have you made to promote Pan-Africanism?
For me, I'm using all of my social media platform and every single last breath I have till the day I die to make sure that this is at the forefront of everybody's thought process. When you buy an African product from across the continent, you are building jobs, you are building self. What the individual needs to do, and I am imploring on as many individuals as possible, let us stop being consumers. Africa needs now to become a producer. Africa needs to value add on its commodities. If you want the gold, you come in here, let us refine the gold, and then you can take it as a finished product at my rate, as opposed to taking the natural resource, sucking it out of the continent, putting that wealth in other continents, and Africa does not benefit from it. When you want the coffee, you come here. Let us value add the coffee on the continent, then ship it out, not the other way around. That the individual needs to create as many brands. We need to produce, and consume amongst each other. and generate that circular economy that builds the wealth for Africa.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Ted Josiah, thank you so much for joining us today. I think that's all we have time for. And let's hope that our continent, Africa, will be great again.
We believe that Africa will be great. I believe that we are on the right trajectory. There's a new generation of people who believe in this continent and in the brands that this continent is generating. And I thank you so much for these opportunities. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. It's only a pleasure. Well, you're listening to us live on 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Peter Maritzburg. Of course, we are on all platforms on Facebook, YouTube, and soon I think we're going to be getting on Instagram. But of course, you can definitely download our app and our Spotify. So if you missed this interview, of course, you can catch it later on. Let's go for a short ad break, and inshallah, when we come back, we're going to be chatting about exactly what's happening in the station for, I would say, the next week as well as the weekend. Well, it is a Feel Good Friday. Stay tuned.
Radio Al-Ansar, Durban, 90.4 FM, Peter Maritzburg, 105.6 FM.
سلمنا وأكرمنا وارزقنا وارحمنا يا مولا يا ربي سلمنا وأكرمنا وارزقنا وارحمنا يا مولا I have been searching for you for some time now. It hasn't been easy, but I'll find you somehow. I know the road is long, but if it means me getting to you, I'll sacrifice everything that comes in my way just for you, so I can find you and be with you, cause all I ever want is to be with you.
Do you or your children suffer from asthma, chronic obstructive lung disease, or any other lower respiratory condition? Are you a smoker or an ex-smoker? Or do you work in a polluted environment? Lung Shield's 10-year-old formula promotes general lung health by reducing oxidative stress and inflammation in the lungs while boosting your immune system. For optimal lung health, get Lung Shield or Lung Shield Serve for Kids, available at your nearest pharmacy. Visit Lung Shield's Facebook page or lungshield.co.za for more info and hundreds of customer reviews.
Advertising pays. Get your business on the map through advertising with Radio Al-Ansar, the station with a proven record. Let's talk to Zain of The Watch Doctor, a newcomer in the market.
I'll recommend advertising on Radio Al-Ansar for sure, as my client base has increased substantially. Totally unexpected.
There you have it. Join the airwaves and take it up to another level. Call us on 031-208-1601 and ask for Fatima Shahina or Faraz Bucks, our consultants. Let your name be heard by thousands of people. Radio Al-Ansar, your partner in business.
Are you going for Hajj or Umrah? We at the Al-Ansar shop have you covered. Ihram belts and kitabs. We also stockist of Zamzam water from the wells of Makkah, dates from Medina, and from our local supplier frozen samosas, all at a ridiculously low price. Visit us at 207 West Road, Overport. Al-Ansar Shop, your one-stop Islamic shop.
Salam, I'm Mohammed Horini from Palestine with my sister Samiha. Together with Shamsan, we'll be taking you to the heart of the struggle where we live in South Ibrahim Hills in the West Bank. We'll be screening our awards-winning documentary, Sarur, the Future is Unknown Place, that follows out activist group as Youth of Samud as we confront the violent settler and military occupation forces. Join us for this in Durban at An-Nassar Hall, Tuesday, 14th of May at 5:45 to 4:06 p.m.
The views and opinions expressed by the presenters and guests of Radio Al-Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of Radio Al-Ansar Al-Ansar and the Al-Ansar Foundation.
صلاة سلام على المصطفى رسول إمام بنور الصفا صلاة سلام على المصطفى رسول إمام بنور الصفا حبيب الإله أنار الحياة وقلبي يرى كمثل القمر بمدح الرسول يزيد الأمل ويأتي القبول بخير العمل صلاة سلام على المصطفى رسول إمام بنور الصفا مرتبي رسول أحمد مصطفى وبصلا نكنش إمام لول واتباع نبي طبيب أنار القمر في طه الحبيب كمثل القمر أريد الشراب وخير الثواب فيوم الحساب به أفتخر صلاة سلام على المصطفى رسول إمام بنور الصفا مرتبي رسول أحمد مصطفى وبصلا نكنش إمام لول واتباع أمتي قالها The battle of brother was fought on a fateful day between Shirk and Ham. Only one could have its way with the help of Allah. The Muslims overcame, and from that day on, everything would change. In the second year of Hajj, of the month of Ramadan, near the wells of Badr, at the break of dawn, Muslims saw the pagans across the barren sand, driven from their homes. It was time to take a stand. Our prophet came with 313 of his best to 1,000 Meccans to put them to the test. And the fate of Islam was hanging on the line. Just imagine the faith of the Muslims at this time. The battle of Badr was fought on a fateful day between Shirk and Ham. Only one could...
It's gone by exactly. Okay, I'm losing time because I think I'm enjoying the nasheed a bit too much. It's gone by exactly 40 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. And of course, it is the Feel Good Friday with myself, Bibi, Amina, Phili. To those that are still sticking around and watching us on YouTube and Facebook, thank you so much. Much appreciated. And then we have a message coming through here saying, favorite show. Jazakallah so much for watching and staying tuned to the Feel Good Friday. But of course, like I mentioned before we're going for the ad break, that some exciting things are happening, not only within the station this week and tomorrow, but of course, there's things are happening next week. But let's focus on tomorrow. So joining me in studio, I have the woman, the woman, the myth, the legend, but Fahim is going to catch me later on for that. But we have the presenter of the Community Buzz, Fatima Kareem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome to the Feel Good Friday.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And always a pleasure to be with you on this beautiful Friday.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure having you and being, of course, in your company. Now, something exciting is taking place tomorrow at around about 10 o'clock.
Bibi Amina, it's a meet and greet with a very special writer. It's Dr. Ismail Wadi, and he has written the book Struggles Against Apartheid Education in Lenasia. So this is our meet and greet with this writer, Dr. Ismail Wadi. Now, to tell you a little about Dr. Ismail Wadi, he's an activist in Lenasia. He was the founder, member of the Lenasia Youth League and the Progressive Teachers League. He also served as the national vice president of the South African Democratic Teachers Union. So we're not playing with small guns and small weapons here. We have the big guns that are coming in tomorrow. So this is Dr. Ismail Vadi, and his book Struggles Against Apartheid Education in Lenasia will be where he's going to share how he came about, how he was inspired to write this book. So you can join us as we discuss the struggles against apartheid education in Lens.
Absolutely. And I think, we need, I remember last week you also did a meet and greet, and that was a fantastic one. So if you'd like to meet the man himself,
we actually could call him the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Dr. Ismail Vadi. And he has written a very powerful book, which is the book that he is going to speak about tomorrow, and on a timely account of some of the many local and individual acts of courage and sacrifice in opposing apartheid education. His review is ambitious in its scope for positioning these accounts in the context of the evolving collective and national struggles which inspired our individuals. So Alhamdulillah, we are getting him in tomorrow at the Al-Ansar Delhi, where the meet and greet will take place between 10 and 12. And you can come in, buy the book, purchase the book, meet him, question him, ask him, because this, apartheid is a thing that we, as they say, need to speak about, especially now what's happening in Palestine, Bibi Amina. Apartheid is rife there. And with this book, we can also bring that and find the link between his book and what's happening that side.
Absolutely. I love that you mentioned the fact that what's happening in Palestine and how it will obviously relate with the book as well. So if you want to meet and greet Dr. Ismail Vadi, please come through tomorrow. I think it's going to be between 10 and 12. So you do not want to miss out on this fantastic meet and greet. And of course, the name of the book is Struggles Against Apartheid Education in Lenasia. Well, of course, you're listening to us live. Well, thank you so much, Sister Fatima, for joining us.
Jazakallah so much, Bibi Amina.
It's only a pleasure. It's good to have her here. Always lovely to see her smile on the show as well. But of course, you're listening to us on 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM Peter Marisburg. 44 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. And a lot of people have been asking us, how can they find us on Spotify? Maybe Zach will be able to assist us. He'll give us more information on how. In fact, Zach, let's talk to you. Tell us, how can we get first of all, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you doing today, my brother?
I am doing well.
Are you doing well?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. So I hear that Al-Ansar is back on the map on Spotify and all of that. So how can the listeners join in on the fun?
Well, basically, if you have Spotify installed on your phone, you can just go and search for Al-Ansar. I think it's Al-Ansar Radio or just Al-Ansar, and then I think it's the first. But if you know the Al-Ansar logo, then you just click that logo, and then it takes you to like a whole podcast category of different shows.
Oh, of different shows. So when they go onto this, obviously this catalog or whatever the case is, they just click on basically the Feel Good Friday.
For example, the Feel Good Friday, and then you find a whole list of episodes there.
Oh, that's so exciting. So yes, if you missed out on all previous episodes, if you want to see exactly what the Feel Good Friday is all about and all the other shows as well, because I did see that TBR does have their podcasts up and fantastic stuff. You will feel as if you are in the morning. Just listen to the TBR podcast and you'll certainly enjoy that as well. Well, any other things that the listeners, if they want to stay in contact or stay within enjoying the fun that Radio Al-Ansar brings to them, anything else that they can go on, any links, any spaces or places that they can stay tuned with Al-Ansar?
I think for now it's just our Facebook and YouTube page, because now we're back and running on Facebook, so they should be more active on Facebook, both Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, just keep watching our videos, and maybe if they want any content, they can maybe just suggest contents, like any content they need, and then I don't know, maybe I can help in regards to that, and then I'm gonna put up some nice reels or whatever.
Oh, inshallah. I think I love that, especially when you let us know exactly what we can do to make, obviously, the Radio Al-Ansar, content better, not only for our pages, but for on-air content as well. So we love hearing from you. We love getting your feedback. And we love, obviously, getting your feedback, especially from the community, to tell us, okay, we don't like this, we want this, can you help us with this? It makes our job even more worthwhile.
Agreed.
Anyways, thank you so much, Zach.
No problem.
It's always a pleasure. So yes, you are listening to us live. So more stuff and more exciting things that are happening here at the Al Ansar venues. Inshallah, next week. So we have, the Surura, the Future Sun Unknown Place in collaboration with Two Sons Shamsan. Now you can join us for a special engagement with Palestinian activist Mohammed and Samiha Haraini from the youth of Samud movement. Now the journey to the heart to their struggle to save their community and ancestral land. Now this screening of this multi-award winning documentary Sarura, The Future of an Unknown Place, will be followed by a Q&A session. Now this is going to be taking place on the 14th of May 2024 at around about 5:45 at the Al Ansar Hall, 189 West Road. So come through for this amazing event, and of course you can engage with them as well, because I think they're coming all the way from I think Palestine, so you can indeed of course come through as well. So yes, they are actually brother and sister. That's Mohammed Huraini and Samiha Huraini. So they're going to come through as well. So if you missed out on some exciting interviews, there are more interviews that you can follow up. They are going to be on TBR. They're going to be on the Straight Talk. They are also going to be on the Rise and Shine, as well as Phenomenal Woman and Urban Woman. So if you missed out, or if you want to know more about these individuals and what they're coming here to do, of course you can definitely stay tuned to that, and tune into those shows to hear more about it. But of course, elections is upon us. Zach, will you be voting? No. Ooh, why? You are the youth. We are the youth of the country, and we should be placing our X where it matters. But where does it matter? Where does it matter? Where does it matter? Who do we vote for? I mean, I would say the rat race is on. Now you'll see more hugging of the babies, more grocery hampers. But who do we actually vote for? Who do we put our trust? Who do we put our X next to? Inshallah, we do not know. But of course, on Wednesday, there's going to be I would say an election debate right here at this station as well. So if you want to come through and see the political parties in action, an array of political parties in action, of course you can come through on Wednesday here at the station. I think more information will be aired on that as well, because yes, it's election season and lots is going to be happening. Of course, it's 10 minutes till we say assalamu alaikum to you. Let's enjoy this beautiful nasheed by Ilyas Mo, and it's called Battle of Badr. I know I did play it as my intro to welcoming Fatima, but let's enjoy it. But I enjoy it.
Everything would change in the second year of Hajj, or the month of Ramadan, near the wells of Badr. At the break of dawn, Muslims saw the pagans across the barren sand, driven from their homes. It was time to take a stand. Our prophet came with 313 of his best, till 1,000 Meccans to put them to the test. And the fate of Islam was hanging on the line. Just imagine the faith of the Muslims at this time. The Battle of Badr was fought on a fateful day between Shirk and Ham. Only one could have its way with the help of Allah. The Muslims overcame. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Something is about to go down. This is your radio.
From Durban, South Africa to the world.
The Feel Good Friday with Bibi, Amina, Phili. Every Fridays from 2 to 3 for your weekly dose of positivity and joy. Leaving you feeling uplifted and inspired. Stay tuned for the Feel Good stories, uplifting nasheeds, and a whole lot of smiles. It's all about the vibes and all the good stuff.
أشتكي لله مني زينت السماء وضعت الجبال أمرت البحار وخلقت الجنان سيرت الكواكب أضأت النجوم فجرت الأنهار فأرحت القلوب وللعباد أنزلت الإسلام وللهداية أنزلت القرآن وبالسلام أرسلت.
All right, so you can, of course, send your WhatsApp messages to us via our WhatsApp numbers. That's 0609411056. That is, of course, 0609411056. Just chatting off air with Zach. Hey, he's hilarious, guys. If you think Zach is this quiet, shy, he's actually really funny. Genuinely. Of course, seeing Mustafa in the background. Alhamdulillah, seeing our, supporting staff, doing amazing jobs always, every Fridays, every event, showing up and making sure they are doing their best. So yes, you can send your WhatsApp messages to our WhatsApp numbers. That's 0609041056. We have some messages that comes through here. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi, Amina, Phili. Jazakallah for such a fantastic show. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. Jazakallah so much. I wish you could, put a name. I wish you could put a name to that message, inshallah, ameen. All right, so another message coming through here. It says, Assalamu alaikum, such an informative guest you had. Please tell me what's his name and where can I follow him? All right, so he is actually Ted Josiah, and he is an entrepreneur from Kenya, and he is all for Pan-Africanism and supporting African and just trading African as well. So he's a fantastic guy. Go follow him on social media. It's Ted Josiah. Another message coming through here. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi Amina. I just love your vibe. What a way to end my Friday. Jazakallah so much. And that's from Sister Rabia. Jazakallah so much, Sister Rabia. I love keeping you company. I love being here and speaking to you as well. Another message coming through here. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi Amina. Fantastic content. How do you get these amazing guests each and every week? I'm happy that you are taking note of the amazing guests that I bring, alhamdulillah. And it takes a lot of work to find these individuals, but of course they love coming onto a station and sharing their insight with us. And of course the love for what they do is amazing. All right, so another message coming through. I think this is going to be the last one I'm going to read, inshallah, till I see you next week. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi Amina. Fantastic show. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. One last message. It says, Assalamu alaikum, Bibi Amina. Please give me the contact details of your guest. Of course, I can't necessarily give you his contact details, but what you can do, you can obviously follow him on Instagram. That's Ted Josiah. And who knows? You might be able to contact him, but I can't personally give you his number. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. But alhamdulillah, I think we have come to the end of yet another fantastic, amazing, electrifying afternoon. And, I always love spending time with you guys and, keeping you obviously laughing and happy and informed, of course, indeed. So I think it's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been fun. It's been absolutely exciting. Until next week, same time, same place, inshallah. But as you know it, and we say, let's make the end of the week better together. Of course, yes, let's make the end of the week better together. And as we say, if you listen, you will learn. If you don't listen, you will not learn. From the team, myself, Zach, Assalamu alaikum.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Something is about to go down. Let's go. This is your radio.
From Durban, South Africa,